We have today discussed about aims of education. Aims of education today. What is vocational aim of education? We shall discuss now. What do you mean by vocational aim of education? Regarding vocational aims of education, it is the first and foremost aim of education. Aim of education is to make child economically self-sufficient, or economically independent, independent. Vocational aims of education, it is the first and foremost aims of education. Through this aims of education is to make the child economically self-sufficient or economically independent, or it is economically self-sufficient. Economically self-sufficient. Economically self-sufficient. So to be self-independent. Or independent economically, That is the main motto, that is the main view of vocational aims of education. In earlier time, formally or in earlier time, the same vocation transmitted, from one generation to the next generation, like family, tradition. But now not a single but now, not a single profession, not a single profession, not a single profession remains as a traditional profession of a particular community or group, but each and everyone having capability can involve in such profession, can involve such profession, Vocational education, actually, why it is important? Why some group of educationists wanted to develop the concept of vocational aim of education? Why? There are so many reasons. Due to these reasons, a group of educationists wanted to develop the concept of vocational education. Why? We have already acquired so many knowledge from our curriculum through formal systems of education. Now you are acquired various types of Buddhist knowledge from the very beginning till today. But according to a group of learners, according to a group of educationists, through what kind of knowledge can be acquired through formal systems of education, these are not sufficient for our life. Why these are not sufficient in our life? Because there are three factors basically increasing day by day. So what type of knowledge can be acquired through formal systems of education? These are not sufficient in our life, because those who interested in the classroom, they can learn something from the formal systems of education. Those who are unable to pay attention in the classroom, they are unable to acquire knowledge. So, regarding this purpose, some educationists supported the vocational education, the concept of vocational education from the very beginning, from the secondary level to higher education. Regarding this purpose, T. Raymond, he was famous educationist. T. Raymond, he was famous educationist. He wanted to develop the concept of vocational education. And another famous educationist, Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation. Mahatma Gandhi wanted to develop the concept of vocational education. Mahatma Gandhi wanted to develop the concept of vocational education and introduced an act which was known as Basic Education in 1937. In 1937, Mahatma Gandhi introduced an act which is known as Basic Education or Wardha scheme. Through the basic education, the basic philosophy of basic education, learning by doing. Anyone craft should be the medium of instruction. Why anyone craft should be the medium of instruction? Because through anyone craft, imparting anyone craft to the learners, a group of learners become self-independent, or they wanted to economically independent. They become economically independent. So, Mahatma Gandhi introduced the concept of vocational education through basic education. Why basic education? Why Mahatma Gandhi wanted to develop the concept of basic education? Why Mahatma Gandhi wanted to develop the concept of vocational education through basic education? Because formal education, what type of knowledge can be acquired through formal systems of education? These are not sufficient for our life. Why? Because a group of learners, due to so many reasons, a group of learners are deprived from their formal systems of education. To impart, to become self-independence, to impart those who are deprived from their formal systems of education, Mahatma Gandhi developed the concept of vocational education through basic education. Through vocational education, one can economically self-sufficient. Anyone craft should be the medium of instruction. Suppose, as for example, you are now learning Buddhist knowledge in our formal systems of education. If you have interest, if you pay attention in the blackboard, then you can learn something. Those who are unable to pay attention, those who are not interested in the Buddhist knowledge, they are actually going to drop out children. So many reasons, due to so many reasons, a group of learners are deprived from their formal systems of education. These are called actually dropout children. Such types of dropout children to impart appropriate knowledge to become self-independent. Those who are deprived children, for them, Mahatma Gandhi wanted to develop the concept of vocational education. Vocational education. So nowadays, vocational aims of education is one of the most important aims of education. Through vocational aims of education, one can self-sufficient, one can economically independent, one can economically self-sufficient. Through vocational education, one can solve or anyone can solve unemployment problems. Though we have learned through our various types of bookish knowledge through our formal systems of education, due to so many reasons. Suppose, as for example, I mentioned some causes. Due to these causes, a group of learners are deprived from their formal systems of education. Those who are economically poor, because formal education is more expensive. It is more costly. Those who are economically poor, a group of learners who are unable to pay attention in the blackboard, pay attention in their studies, unable to pay interest, they are actually dropout children. They are unable to complete their formal systems of education. Due to population explosion. Due to population explosion or due to economically poor students unable to pay attention or interest, a group of, not at all, a group of learners, regarding a group of learners, those who are those who are deprived from their formal systems of education, regarding them or to impart appropriate occupation in their life, Mahatma Gandhi wanted to develop the concept of vocational education. So nowadays, vocational education, aims of vocational education is most important. And another cause why vocational education is important, due to we know that population explosion is increasing day by day. Explosions of knowledge increasing day by day. Population explosion. Explosions of knowledge. Explosions of knowledge and desires, expansions of desires or willingness or ambition, willingness. Population, due to population explosion, mainly due to population explosion, a group of learners are deprived from their formal systems of education because formal system is more expensive. To impart such types of learners, those who are deprived from their formal systems of education, they through this vocational aims of education, according to Mahatma Gandhi, they wanted to self-sufficient, self-independent, economically strong. So vocational education is most important nowadays. So vocational education, there are so many aspects, so many characteristics. Vocational education, actually, why it is needed? Why vocational education is needed? Why vocational education is needed because it makes economically independent. Economically independent. Economically independent. Number two, it helps the development of national economy. It helps in the development of national economy. It can solve unemployment problem. It can solve unemployment problem. It can solve unemployment problem. Vocational aim makes one secure. Vocational education or vocational aim makes one secure about his future by making education a purposeful activity. So, regarding this purpose, vocational education is very important. The aims of vocational education is very important. It is needed at present time. Why? Why it is needed at present time? Because for vocational aims of education, one can economically independent, and it helps in the development of national economy. Without economic condition of a country, men cannot develop, or society cannot develop, or family cannot develop. So, to develop the society, to develop the family, to develop the nation or country, some expert or some great educationist wanted to introduce the concept of vocational aims of education. Next, regarding vocational aims of education, it helps in the development of national economy and it can solve unemployment problem. Regarding unemployment problems, one subject matter be related here, that is population explosion. Due to population explosion, one cannot engage in any place, or government or any society or any family or government cannot unable to engage them in a proper place. So due to the lack of appointment in any place, maximum a group of learners are called, actually it is unemployment. Due to unemployment, they are completely unemployment. This unemployment problem is one of the most important problem in our family, in our society, in our country. So, to solve unemployment problems, vocational aims of education is most important. So, vocational education, in a short, vocational education is most and first and foremost aims of education through which one become self-sufficient, economically independent, etc., etc. So nowadays we can say that vocational education is very important. This is called vocational aims of education. Do you understand or not? Next we shall discuss about thoroughly what is democratic aims of education. What is democratic aims of education? Shortly we shall discuss about democratic aims of education. Democratic aim of education. Democratic aim of education. Democratic aims of education. What is democracy? Do you know what is democracy? Democracy means, according to Abraham Lincoln, the president of America, he said that, what he said, democracy is by the people. Democracy is by the people, of the people, and for the people, That means in democracy, everyone has equal opportunity, equal advantage or opportunities. Everyone should have equal opportunities. So the concept democracy is very essential. Nowadays, democracy influences all over the world. The concept of democracy spread very rapidly in the present time. So, the concept of democratic aims is very essential. Nowadays, democratic aims of education is very essential because all over the world, the influence of democracy is spread all over the world. Actually, in democracy, the rulers are selected. Rulers are selected. Rulers are selected through what system? Rulers are selected through what system? By voting system. Rulers are selected through voting system by the people. And after selection among the common people as leaders, they develop and welfare, they develop the society, and do something and do something, do something, do some step or something, do something for the welfare of the, for the welfare of the country, for the country, not only country, of the, they do something welfare of the country or welfare from the, or welfare of the common people, common people, common people, common people, common people. So democratic aims of education is very essential. The concept of democracy, I have already mentioned. Democracy, through democracy, one can get almost opportunities. Almost opportunities. So, democracy is, the concept of democracy is very important nowadays. In a democratic country, whatever is selected as national objectives for the development of the nation should be determined as the goal of education. What? In a democratic country, whatever is selected as national objective for the development of the nation should be determined as the goal of education. It is very important to be noted that in a democratic country, a single aim cannot be. Democratic country, a single aim cannot be considered as the aims of education, as the aims of education. India is a democratic country. I have already mentioned it. India is a democratic country. In democratic country, different provisions, policies may introduce from here. Why? To